we turned the air off, the central air off in the house. And when we turned the air off in the house, we opened up the window, and it's like 40 something, out there right now, in the evening and stuff like that, in the morning when you're getting up. And I couldn't sleep. And it dropped in my spirit. It said, the more comfortable you are, right, the longer you stay asleep and the more sleep you get. And the more uncomfortable you are, right, the more you'll be awake. And I thought about it. I said, the goal in life is to become conscious, is to become aware, is to become awake. And the only way that happens is if you're uncomfortable. So think about it. Right now, you're in an uncomfortable situation, but since you don't recognize that when I'm in uncomfortable situations, look, I'm actually getting a chance to be awake, right? I'm actually getting a chance to be more conscious. So I was conscious in this environment because I was only making $6. I was conscious because I didn't have a lot of clients. I was conscious because I was just coming home from doing a 10-year bid, and here I am all excited about, entering this profession, and then boom, then reality hits me. You're only making $6. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that was the cold air hit me in the middle of the night, and I couldn't go back to sleep. Do you have the mentality of a champion? Man, let's get right into it, man. Last week, I talked about what areas of your life were you underfunding and over-expecting. And then I flipped it. I also said, what areas in your life are you, overfunding and under-receiving? I had jumped out there and I said, it was one like evident one, because when I came up with the question, it was the fit games was right in front of my face. And I had took an approach where I was trying to get I was looking at it when I was analyzing, I was looking at it as a cost per participant approach. And I said, hey, I had already made the initial investment, the first fit games. Now here we are with fit games number 3. So I said, hey, I don't really have to put out a lot of money to make a lot of money this time. And it was the cost per participant was super low. So what it took me to obtain a participant for the fit games was next to nothing. I think as far as total budget, I was like under, $200-300. So I figured if I got, a couple hundred people out there, then it would be a total success. But what I didn't do was exactly what we're talking about right now. I didn't fund it. I didn't put anything really into it. And, the numbers were meek. And we had a great time. We still, built a lot of value. People had great fun. They challenged themselves. It was a tough workout. It was probably the toughest one to date. And it was a success. But in my, far as my self-fulfillment, it led me to these questions right here. And that was just one, that was just one area. I also feel the same way about results supplements. Shoot, I had a person tell me the other day that they didn't even know we owned a supplement company, that we owned supplements. So, I'm definitely underfunding, I'm under investing in these spaces and these places in my company, in my companies. And that surface stuff, because I'm expecting certain things. And I think I was talking to Alan last week, and he said that how he was managing his expectations, so he couldn't really kind of figure out exactly pinpoint it. He couldn't exactly pinpoint it. So I just told him to look at things where what an area of your life where you want to see a certain result, and that hopefully that pointed him, he was able to, be pointed in the right direction to help him out a little bit. But at the end of the day, I have to take personal responsibility, and I know that if I don't get better, as a person, as a business owner, as a marketer, as all those different type of things personally, then those areas won't grow for me. They won't grow. I'm focusing on, other areas, and those areas are growing. Sometimes it's like a catch-22. It's like, okay, do I spread this laser focus out, or, does the priority change, And I think this is a good one, y'all. I think there's no like one priority in your life. I think they actually shift. I think priorities shift, with seasons or with a regular basis. So for instance, it's like this, like the gym is, major priority. And then you got, I got speaking, I got that stuff is a major priority. And I kind of shift the focus now to speaking because I got the people in place and the systems in place that can help, focus on the gym. And the more people I get in front of with speaking, the more I'm able to talk to them about the gym. So when I'm in front of 1,000 people speaking, that's, 1,000 more impressions that I can, talk to about what we do at the gym. So it was kind of like a no-brainer to kind of shift that over there. But just think about it. In December, when I have this baby, the priority is going to shift to the baby. So like other things are going to change. Like I just want you to think about how that happens in your life. And we like to say, do we have our priorities in order? But a lot of times those orders are going to actually change. So I just want to hear from, anybody who just gave this some thought. If not, I'll keep rambling. I like to talk. You guys, I do this homework, so I like it. Somebody over there. What about you, Terrell? What about you, Cody?
One area on underfunding, remember when we first met, I told you that I want to write a book and I want to share my story as a motivational speaker. One thing that I'm underfunding, I'm not prioritizing putting my stuff together, writing as much as I should. I mean, so far I have written 15,000 words, but they're just words. They're not in order.
Okay.
And in order to tell your story, you have to have a start, the beginning. You have to have the start, and you go from there.
All right. Let me help you out. Let me help you out.
And I'm not focused on that.
Let me help you out. All right. So I got a system, and man, it's like I could churn these things out like left and right. So what's your book about?
My book is about me losing my leg and sharing my experiences. Most folks don't know, I lost my leg due to complications from diabetes. And what I want to talk about is our community had a serious conversation about diabetes, because when I was first diagnosed, one of the first things that a doctor told me was, if you're not careful, you can lose a limb. And the first thing I said to myself was, that's not going to happen to me. And since December 14, 2016, I've been eating a slice of humble pie. And I just want to share it with folks, because the truth of the matter is, what I'm going through, I don't want nobody to go through that. So I have a personal responsibility to tell folks, look,
this is awesome.
If this can happen to me, it can happen to you.
Okay.
And what I've gone through is probably 80% preventable. Because I've spoken to other folks who had amputations, and from them, their diabetes was more aggressive. For me, I just didn't take it seriously. I didn't do what I was supposed to do. And I own up to that. So I think it's very important to get that story out there, because if I get that story out there, I can help and save a lot of people from the heartache and all the bullshit I've gone through.
Okay. So, if you were mentoring someone, all right, and they came to you for advice, you were having a one-on-one conversation with them, what would be the first thing you'd tell them about this?
That's a good question. First thing I'll tell them is take it seriously. Listen to your doctors. Watch what you eat. Exercise.
Do me a favor. Jot all that stuff down. Those are all chapters.
Say it again?
Those are all chapters in your book. Jot those things down real quick.
Okay, just give me 1 second.
You said take it seriously. You said watch what you eat. You said exercise. We just came up with 3 chapters right there. You're going to have a beginning where you're going to tell your story a little bit, how you got that to that part. Then you're going to get to some meat and potatoes about teaching stuff because you're helping people overcome or get past this or prevent this. And then you're going to have, an ending, like where you're going to go. So me and Cody talked about this earlier. There's 3 questions. Where have you been? Where are you now? And where are you going? And so what I do is I create an outline, right? And when I create my outline, I come up with, so I write my book so that it becomes a curriculum and I can teach it. So mine is not just about stories, and I just don't write to write. I actually write like I'm writing a paper or like I'm writing a speech. So let's just say we got 1 chapter and it's about prevention. Okay, you don't have to go in no particular order, but let's just say you made your outline because these are the things that I want to get across. And that question, I want you to, keep that at the forefront of your mind. These are the things that I want to get across. Doesn't have to be no particular order. I put my stuff in a comprehensive order because I know I have to teach people, and this is the way it went down, and this is how I overcame it. And if I have to show somebody how to overcome it as well, then it needs to be a comprehensive, step-by-step, progressive method that helps people, get to, that end result that I'm trying to get across. But let's just take the prevention for one. You want to help people prevent it. What I do is when I write a speech, I come up with 3 points around prevention. And now I take these 3 points and I flesh them out. I might have 1 or 2 or even 3 things to touch on under 1 point. So at the end of the day, I have 3 points that I touch on in maybe 2 or 3 different ways, and that becomes the meat and potatoes of the whole entire chapter. So if you're talking about, watching what you're eating, this whole chapter is about prevention. And just some real quick stuff. Like, it's going to be easy to write your book after you come up with your chapters. You come up with an outline with the stuff you come across, and then you just flesh the outline out. But I always use a story because life is about relations. And if you think about the way I teach you, the way I coach you, the way I may coach Cody or Mike or Rob, I always try to relate to them or tell a story that relates to them, that they can actually speak that language from the very beginning. So, all the chapters in the beginning of my books, they start with quotes. Then there's a story that kind of tie into those quotes. And then after that, I go into the teaching portion of it. And then after that, there's a conclusion. And then at the end of the conclusion, there's actually a practice where people have to put the principles that I taught in place and play throughout the chapter. I know that's a lot of information. It was a crash course, but the first thing, when you're stuck, the first thing you need to do is just think about you having a conversation with somebody that you're trying to help in the same situation. But if you just wrote down those 3 things that we kind of talked about just now, those are like 3 more chapters for you, because I'm sure you got all your personal stuff. You've been writing about that and things like that, but you got to get into the meat and potatoes of actually teaching somebody how to overcome this and talking about the the things that actually got you to where you are conscious now of prevention and conscious now of exercising. You understand what I'm saying? So you get to a point where have you been? You was in a place where you wasn't thinking about, what you were eating. You weren't thinking about working out. So all your chapters are going to start with where you've been, where you are and where you're going. And that's that's ABC. Trust me, the shit not hard, dog. It's not hard at all. All you got to do is, once you write them questions down, then you got to just figure out time out of your day to answer them questions. And for me, that joint come anywhere. Because I'm always studying anyway. So if I'm honing in on a particular program, paragraph or a particular chapter, I might be watching all YouTube's videos about prevention and diabetes. And then I'm drawing parallels from the information that I'm getting. I'm taking out juicy information, things that are sticking with me. I'm TED Talks. I would have been on TED Talks. I would have been on a million TED. Can you imagine I go to seminars and I take notes and I might pay $1,000 to go to seminars to get some information, but I go to TED Talks and I get that same stuff for free. So, you guys right now, you're getting the same type of information for free. And I go to TED Talks, I just take notes and I take out some juicy stuff, I put it down, it's relevant, boom. And then I go to somebody else and I might have to comb through a bunch of TED Talks to figure out or to write my chapter or to spark a thought or something like that. But once I get flowing, man, that stuff is gold, man. It's gold. It's gold. Somebody else talk to me real quick, man. Yeah, keep me posted on that too, Terrell.
I will.
Somebody else talk to me.
Hey, Coach.
What's up, Cody?
So, I got an interesting one. The first thing that popped into my mind when you said something that I overinvest or underinvest in but overexpect in is my job.
Okay.
So I'm an engineer, and
what kind of engineer? I'm an engineer too.
Yeah, I'm a mechanical engineer.
Me too. What kind of mechanics you work on?
Well, depends on the day. Some days I'm sitting in a cube looking at a screen, designing stuff. Some days, like today, I was in a workshop cutting stuff with a jigsaw and building stuff. That's what I like. Yeah, that's my jazz. But I had internships where I work now 2 summers prior to this, and coming in, I kind of had an idea of what to expect. And something about me is when I know what to expect, I get a little hesitant or bored with something,
Okay.
So I kind of come in feeling like, all right, I already know I'm not going to be super excited about something new happening. So I came into the job. Now I'm full time on this job. I came in knowing everybody. People are great and everything, but I'm underinvesting in the fact that I already know that maybe this isn't what I want to do with my life. Now, on the flip side, and yet I overexpect. I expect other people to be hopping on board with me and being we're working well with each other and everything like that. On the flip side, when you flip the question, the job also popped into my mind because I walk in every day and I'm like, hey, how's you doing today? Let's have a great day. I'm speaking life into people. They're getting excited and all that. And then, so I'm overinvesting in people. And then I under-expect at the same time. I don't expect them to give me anything in return, which is okay. But at the same time, I'm just drained. And one side and the other side, it's like a pendulum that's fighting itself. So it's a weird one.
Okay. So, one piece of advice I want to give you real quick. All right. So, you think AWOL is pretty cool?
I do. It's great.
You think there's a lot of value there? You think what we do is unparalleled and stuff you never saw before, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
All right. So, that stuff was birthed in places where I knew I wasn't going to be at for the rest of my life. I knew I wasn't going to do that stuff. I knew it was a place where I didn't want to be, right? But I realized that there's no accidents in life. You're always supposed to be at any given time because it's divine timing. So it's something you're supposed to get out of every single thing that you do wherever you're at. You're supposed to get something out of it. And if you think about it, I was at the Rush, right? And I was at LA Fitness, and I was making $6 for 30 minutes. And I could have been like, man, I don't want to be here. Like, here I am making $12 an hour. I got to have 2 sessions just to get it. And sometimes I don't even got a back-to-back session. So my pay grade is $6 for 30 minutes. Like, hey, man, I got to get out of here. Like, I can't do this for fair. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I changed my perspective. There was a paradigm shift. And that shift allowed me to say, you know what? Let me see what I like about this place. Let me see what I don't like about this place. I went into creation mode. I went into building AWOL mode. So if you think about what AWOL has everything that those places don't have. Had I not been there, I would have never discovered what they had and what they didn't have. What served us and what wouldn't serve us. What demographic we would build this on, who we needed to speak to, who we needed to reach, who was our what our unique selling proposition was, right? Our USP, you know, all these different things that you learn in school. Sometimes our feelings don't allow us to put the stuff into play or to be conscious in the moment. So I was talking to you guys the other day. I'm gonna go a little bit off, but I'll bring it back. All right. I came in Saturday and I gave a speech. And my speech Saturday was prompted by my sleep the night before. And we turned the air off, the central air off in the house. And when we turned the air off in the house, we opened up the window. And it's like 40 something, you know, out there right now, you know, in the evening and stuff like that, in the morning when you're getting up. And yo, I couldn't sleep. And it dropped in my spirit. It said, look, the more comfortable you are, right? The longer you stay asleep and the more sleep you get. And the more uncomfortable you are, right? The more you'll be awake. And I thought about it. I said, the goal in life is to become conscious, is to become aware, is to become awake. And the only way that happens is if you're uncomfortable. So think about it. Right now, you're in an uncomfortable situation, but since you don't recognize that when I'm in uncomfortable situations, look, I'm actually getting a chance to be awake. Right? I'm actually getting a chance to be more conscious. So I was conscious in this environment because I was only making $6. I was conscious because I didn't have a lot of clients. I was conscious because I was just coming home from doing a 10-year bid, and here I am all excited about, you know, entering this profession, and then boom, then reality hits me. Yo, you're only making $6. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that was the cold air hit me in the middle of the night, and I couldn't go back to sleep. Look, you listen to the profound words that I just said. I could no longer go back to sleep because I was uncomfortable. Now I want you to think about your lives, all of your lives, where all of us just want to be comfortable in certain situations. We just want things to be comfortable. And in fact, when we get comfortable, we become unconscious. Think about that. Think about how profound these words are that I'm saying right now. The more comfortable we are, the more chances we are to stay asleep. Another word for sleep is unconscious. But when we're uncomfortable, just think about it. We ain't got no covers. We ain't got no air and it's hot out and we're uncomfortable. We're tossing and turning, right? If we ain't got no pillow, we can't sleep. If we're going through some stuff and we don't feel right, we can't sleep. Think about it. But that's the growing season. So here I was in this growing season, right? I was the leader of an $8.3 million drug ring, right? I'm used to getting money. So they put me in an environment where I only make $6. So not only did I learn, the stuff from so here's what I learned. Now, Cody.
Yeah.
How many white people you see in our gym?
Not a lot.
Not a lot. So out of 10 people, how many white people you see?
Out of 10 white people?
No, out of 10 people in our gym, how many of them are white?
Maybe one.
Maybe one. So we're somewhere around 90 to 95% not white, right?
Yeah.
Now, check this out. When I was at the Rush and LA Fitness, guess who were the only people that bought training, that could actually afford training?
White people.
White people. People who had disposable incomes. First of all, exercising wasn't really a priority, right? People didn't want to try to prevent anything with exercise. They did it because of a status quo. They did it because when you reach a certain level, you get a trainer. You get a certain amount of money. This is what your friends got. He got a trainer. She got a trainer. The talk around the cooler is your trainer. It's your car. It's what you wear. It's what you're doing this weekend and stuff like that. And everybody wants to fit into these social circles. So when I was in there with no clients, guess what I had a chance to do? Observe the gym. Look around. And I was able to see, right, all the people that weren't training. So when I thought about it, I said, all the people who had disposable income, they were home runs. But in fact, when I played baseball, the coach used to tell us, concentrate on base hits and we'll score runs. That's what he told us. He said, concentrate on base hits and we'll score runs. So what did I do? I figured out a way to create a price point, right, that would hit and target the people that nobody was even stepping to them. Nobody was talking to them. Here were some people that desperately needed some prevention, right? They needed some knowledge, right? Because I looked around, I seen all my people, they were fat, right? They were out of shape. They couldn't afford it. They didn't know what they were doing, right? So I said, hey, let's create something that targets them, right? And they'll be able to do it. So what I did was I hit a bunch of base hits, and my base hits weren't just for the people. They were also for me. This guy that was struggling to get clients. So now I came up with group fitness. So I came up with something that would create a win-win-win situation. A win for the person that wasn't getting any training, right? A whole untapped market. I went to a virgin market. Where'd I learn that stuff at? When I sold drugs. We went to different places that didn't have it. We changed the price point. We gave them raw. We gave them all this stuff. And then we came into the town. We burnt it down. And we got rich real quick. And we got out of there. So here's what I did. I tapped into a virgin market that nobody was even thinking about marketing to them. Right? I made a price point that was affordable to them. After I made a price point that was affordable to them, I packed the class for me or whoever's a trainer. Now, instead of me training one person, I could train 20 people, right? And I just took and now everybody who's coming to the gym to actually train with me, the gym gets more memberships. So the gym made more money, the trainer made more money, and the clients actually got results. They were able to work with the trainer, not just 1 week, not just 1 day a week, not just 2 days a week. They were able to work with the trainer multiple times. So what did I do? I came up with unlimited for $125. It was straight genius, but the only people that could actually afford training, they were buying $3,000 worth of training. But I figured all this stuff out right there. And those people weren't even engaged. They didn't really need, most of the people that spend $3,000 on training, they already look half decent. They just spending it just to spend it. They just want a babysitter. They want somebody to talk to. And I realized all this stuff because I was in that season. No, I'm serious. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of women, they don't get attention from their significant others. I'm telling you, there's a lot of different variables that go with this stuff that I learned when I was in these settings. So you are where you're supposed to be at any given time because it's divine timing. But when you're frustrated, when you're uneasy, when you're emotional, look, you're not conscious enough to even take in half of this stuff. So here I was excited about being in an uncomfortable position. I said, because now you get a chance to be awake. So my advice to you, Cody, is this, that you're in that predicament for a reason. You have to search for that reason every single day. Evidence is going to pop up. It's going to appear. But when you're unconscious, you can't see a sign. You don't understand that the sign says stop, right? And you roll through the sign and then you crash, right? But when you're aware that there's a stop sign there, there's other cars coming, when you're aware that that stop sign is there, and even though, or the light is green, you ever come to a light, Fobs, you ever come to a light, right? You driving, right? And your light is green, but you see somebody coming like full tilt, and you like, hold up, I'm about to stop right here, even though I got a green light. Right? So you conscious of the signs and everything that's going on around you so you don't crash. But when you just think you got the right of way, I be having to tell my wife and them, they be crossing the street talking about the pedestrian got the right of way. No, they don't. I don't know what book y'all done, who taught y'all that this car got a ass engine in it that will knock your out. You heard what I said? So you need to concede to that car. You need to slow down and let that car go first, or make sure that car come to a complete stop. Then you walk across the street. But you ain't got no bumpers across. I be having to teach people that shit all the time. Yo, let that motherfucking car go. That should have put you in the hospital. I'm trying to tell you. So you gotta wake up. Somebody else give me something else. But Cody, listen, you're there, right? And you're an engineer. But there's things in that place that's going to show you something so that you can do your own engineering somewhere else, or at another spot, at another gig, at another place. But if you don't pick up the little intangible thing that you need to know now to take you to the next level, because you might just fix something, tweak something, and create something right now in that space right there. But if you're going to work every day and you're just bored, and you're just looking around in the sky, and you're just like, oh man, I don't know, I don't want to be here. Well, I don't want to be where I'm at either, Cody. I want to be on a yacht some damn where. You understand what I'm saying? I don't be chilling out with them damn sheiks that got all the oil and shit. You feel me? I'm talking serious talk here. You think I want to be going 3, 2, 1? You think I want to do that shit all day long? Power people to transform their mind and body, but shit, I could open this laptop up on a damn yacht somewhere. You talk about? Think I want to see Terrell every day? Hell no. You, Terrell. So here's another one, man. So I looked into my life and I said, where am I overfunding and under receiving? You know, I'm not really receiving that much, but I'm pouring in. And then that's when I came with that speech that I told you guys about the waiter. I was at the Jake's Diner, and you notice when you're ever, out to eat, the waiter will come, fill your cup up and top it off and things like that. But if you're not drinking your water, the waiter never comes to fill your cup up again. So I kind of put myself in the waiter's position and said, the waiter wants to come serve you. The waiter wants to fill your cup up. The waiter, wants to do his job, but if you're not making room for that stuff, then it's going to be hard for you to receive more from the waiter. I'm a server, and I like to serve people, and you got to figure if I'm being a good steward over my gifts, then I'll get a chance to practice that. And if I'm not practicing that, then I'll feel some type of way. So if the waiter, a waiter works off of tips, right? Like, everybody understand that waiters work off of tips? And like, a lot of times their base pay is like $2.50, but they work off of tips. So if they don't get a chance to do their job, right, to serve, then the gratuity that that they get from the service that they get, which is somebody showing gratitude for that, is the way that they actually live their life. Like, their whole lifestyle is funded by the service they give to somebody and the gratitude that is given back to them. So me, as a waiter, as a server, I get frustrated when I'm pouring into people's cups that have lids on it, or that aren't making room in that cup for the things that I'm coming in to pour into them every single day. And I ask that question out of frustration. So I can't fund my lifestyle. I can't. My lifestyle is to educate, motivate, and empower people to transform their mind and body so they can live the life of abundance. And if I'm not making steps towards that, then I'm not living the life that I was called to live. So when that stuff is not transpiring, every day, because I'm pouring into people, and then I got some people that are just, they don't, this month, they just like, man, I don't care what this nigga talking about, like, fuck him. You know what I mean? Like, and I'll be like, damn, I'm sitting here waking up in the middle of the night, like, ooh, like, that's it right there. The more I'm uncomfortable, the more I'm awake. I can't wait to go tell somebody this tomorrow. I'm gonna wake somebody up with this tomorrow. This is gonna change somebody's life. This how I am, y'all. Like I'm driving down the highway, coming from DC. I went to DC this weekend to speak. I was in Tennessee last weekend, but I'm constantly being conscious of everything around me, and I'm looking for stuff. And I can see like a half a mile in front of me, right? I'm driving. I can see like a half a mile in front of me. You know how the road like bends a little bit? And I can see there's 20 cars or so. There's a lot of traffic, and there's about 20 so cars in front of me just in this lane. And then there's another, 10, 15, and 20 in these lanes. And I'm trying to get in front of all them, but all these people in my way. And I turned to Woodrow. God brought him back with me. I turned to Woodrow. I said, this is how life is right here. See, I'm trying to maneuver through all these cars, and I'm trying to get up there as fast as possible, but it's a lot of different stuff in my way. And here I am, I'm coming up with content, right? Just from driving. And like it's some really dope stuff. So I'm thinking about how all these analogies can relate to someone else. Someone else can relate to these analogies so that I can touch them and help them out of their situation. And I'm trying to be conscious of everything that I do so that I can absorb a teaching moment, right? And then I can, get a little help for myself and for others. Because every time you teach something, it's probably something that you need to learn or do or know as well. So it's just as good for you as it is for the person that you're trying to, get it to. So here I am, right? I'm just driving home. I really don't have to, I could be on my Nipsey hustle stuff and all of whatever, you know what I mean? I could be on my entertainment stuff, but I'm thinking about my calling. I'm thinking about my service. I'm thinking about the next person that's going to, that this word will reveal something to them in their life. That's what happens when you get a word. When you get a word, it becomes a revelation. But when you don't when there's no practical application, with no regurgitation, no you putting it into play, then I can't get no transformation. And I'm funded and fueled by transformation, man. So, I'm just telling you that, like, I constantly live my life for moments like these, to pour into people, to talk to people and stuff like that. So, I think Mike probably did the exercise. Mike, did you do any of that? Did you do the exercise, Mike, Coach Mike?
So basically, the underfunding and over expecting would be me in my relationship. In relationships, in particular with my wife, I'm always expecting for her to do something, and I don't see the funding that's needed to actually for her to do a lot of these things. So I kind of realized that last week, because it was about the cooking and the some of the things that I thought she should be doing. I'm over expecting on that, but when we talked about it, it was like, can you pull the chicken out so I could at least at least pull the chicken out so that I can cook it. So that's we was talking about that. I think we talked about it 2 weeks ago, and that's how I've kind of addressed that when I'm thinking about underfunding and over expecting. So I had to I talked to my wife a little bit more just to and not with an open mind and not knowing what she's gonna say and always think that it's just gonna be a long one right here, that type of thing.
Yeah. So. Let me ask you a question. How long so what my dilemma was like where do you draw the line at pouring versus wasting? Like how many times have you pulled the chicken out, or how many times have you made covered up for him or for her, or how many times have you done extra for you understand what I'm saying? Like there's a
I get it. So when you flip it over, overfunding, and under expecting, I kind of tip that towards me, because I always I'm the type that's just like, what, I'll do it. No, I ain't gonna worry about it. I ain't gonna worry about it. But I'm still, I'm not receiving what I feel like I should be receiving. But yeah. I don't know how to, level that out, or because I think for a while I've been underfunding that for a while. But like you said, sometimes
I think you've been overfunding it for a while, Mike.
Yeah. So I've been overfunding it for so long that I just was like, you know what? I can afford to underfund it for a little while just to, I don't know, for my peace. And then I have to realize that, sometimes you just got to keep going.
Yeah, but I like that. I like that right there. I like in areas where I was overfunding, I took the same approach. I said, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to underfund this area of my life right here. I'm going to underfund this joint right here. I'm not going to be available to these people when they call me. I'm not going to be these extra conversations where I'm like, you know what? I'm about to drop some game on these cats real quick, this, that, and third. And I'll be in any store. I'll be anywhere. Somebody catch me on a joint, like that might be in your comment or something. I'll drop you a joint that ain't nobody ever dropped on you, and I know it's some hellified game, right? But now I ain't even doing all that no more because I'm wasting game. You know what I'm saying? Like, and now I'm to the point now where I'm trying to go to the next level. So next level is you need all that energy. Like why like if we moving downfield, right? Why I'm traveling this way to go block somebody? That don't even make no sense. We going this way, the first down this way. So I can't keep doing, I'm not gonna keep doing all that type of stuff. So I got my scissors and my knife out, like I'm ready, I'm cutting shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you gotta make a decision. The word decision breaks down into two words. Decision means cut and day means off. When you make a decision, you cut shit off. The word day means off. The word scission means cut. Like incision, you cut in. Man, I'll teach y'all about words and stuff later, man. But yo, listen to what I'm telling you. Sometimes you just gotta make a firm decision. A lot of us, we not making decisions in these areas right here. So we keep, chasing our tail, man. It's catch-22. We running back and forth. We doing this, going back around circles. But when I start making decisions, and now it's just, okay, this is a certain amount of energy that I gotta put somewhere else. And if it ain't fueling me, if it ain't funding me, and if it ain't helping me, because I'm trying to give it to somebody else to fuel them, to fund them, to help them, and ain't nothing coming back either way, man, that's tough, man. You got to figure out a way to make a decision to say, all right, this thing ain't no reciprocity in this joint. You ain't gonna keep even in a business. How long you gonna stay in a business where you ain't making no money from it? You like, oh my God. You try to make ends meet, you try to figure this joint out, you borrow money over here and stuff like that. How long you gonna keep doing that? You'll figure it out. So today, right, I was talking about the word empowerment, right? And AWOL Fitness is an empowerment zone. Yo, make no mistakes about it, it's not a damn gym. All right, even from all the way from a why statement to mission statement, we're there to educate, motivate, and empower people to transform their mind and body, right? I had to look at the word empower, right? Empowerment, and break this stuff down, man. And the word empowerment is simple. It's a force or a power that's available to someone to do something. And people come to AWOL to get this force, to get this power, look, so they can go do something that they didn't have enough energy, right? They didn't have enough power themselves before they got there to actually do it. So once you start to figure these words out, you start to figure out this stuff, like people need to be motivated, right? But then you figure out that motivation is just some surface stuff. And you start to figure out empowerment is something that, is motivation that you take and you put it inside, and then it's readily available to you, and you have access to it, all the time when you're empowered. So I started to talk to the group today, and I said, wouldn't you guys like to have unlimited access to this force or this power to allow you to tap into it at any time so that you can do something? Now, everybody on here, right? You would like to say yes. I know you're going to say yes to this.
Oh yeah, that's without doubt, Coach.
Thank you, B. I appreciate that. So think about this. If I told you that there's a power, there's a force that you can have readily available, so you can have unlimited access to this force if you tapped into it every day. And I'm going to help y'all do it right now. And this is your homework for the week. So all of y'all on this call, right? There's so many people that's not doing the homework. And you're looking at everybody else like, this person is blessed and I'm stuck. Or some of you don't even know you're stuck. That's the sad part about it. Some of you are so comfortable that you're sleeping. We just went through this. That you're unconscious, that you don't know that you want to be somewhere else. But that's all good. Listen, I want you all to make a list of things that you've committed to in the past, right? That you honor. Because when you honor your commitment, it empowers you. So if you all can make lists, right? If you can make a list of commitments that you've honored in the past, right? You will have empowerment at your fingertips. You'll be able to pick this list up and be empowered. So a couple years ago, we did an exercise. I put it in the Accelerate Your Results book. I think it was in the Accelerate Your Results book. I think so. We were studying David Goggins at the time. And David Goggins had something called the cookie jar. And with this cookie jar, he basically would write down his list of past accomplishments. And he would take all these accomplishments and put them inside of a cookie jar. And every time he would get to like negative self-talk or feeling down or not thinking that he was going to get it or do it or pass or, just be successful, he would reach in the cookie jar and he'd pull it out. He'd say, you went through 2 hell weeks. Like, you're a badass motherfucker. You done went through 100-mile ultra marathons, and you've done a number of them. Like, you're a badass cat. Like, when you start to pull that stuff out and look at yourself and say you've been through this and you've conquered this and you overcame that, or you went to school for 4 years and you got a degree, like, you committed to going to school for that long of time and getting a degree, and you honored that commitment. When you look at your paper, your plaque on a wall, or when you walk into a job interview and you have to present your resume, you're empowered by having the fact that you graduated from North Carolina A&T State University. Like, you're empowered by the commitment that you honored and accomplished that thing. So just imagine if you do this exercise and you have this note somewhere. You guys ever notice how, like, we're talking, we might be in a sidebar, and I'll go to my old notes and I'll pull some stuff up and I'll show you guys based off of the note how I became successful after writing this note? Like, I don't know. I know that I can go into old notes from that I wrote in jail, and I can look at them now and I'm like, wow. Like, I committed to this back then, and this is what I came up with. Have you guys seen on my Instagram lately? I've got like 15-minute fast workout and 24-minute fast workout. Do you know I created the whole proprietary style of training fast when I was in prison? Like, I committed to making up my own style at that time, and here it is now. 15, 16, 17 years later, I'm putting this stuff out. You know what I'm saying? It's functional athletic strength training. It's some stuff that I actually created in jail. Like, I could have been sitting around watching BET. I ain't have to do the exercise. I ain't have to commit to it. But I'm empowered by it still. I'm empowered to it today. When I make it, like, tomorrow, there's going to be a workout post tomorrow on a fast workout. I'm empowered 17 years later down the line because I did an exercise, because I committed to it. I was honoring a commitment back then. So I just wanted to show you guys, like, how powerful, that stuff really is, man. Does anybody have something over there? Like, that's your homework for the week, but for the week coming up for our next call. And I would love to have at least 5 of you guys, chime in on this stuff, because if not, I'm going to be sitting here doing all the damn talking. And I'm going to be sitting here telling you about all the stuff that I did from my homework and how it worked for me that week. How I cashed in on it. And everybody, and then some of you don't do the homework, and you're like, this guy's bragging. He's got an ego problem. He needs to humble himself and shit. Like, just do the fucking work. Just do the work, and you'll have something to fucking talk about, to help somebody else out with, to brag about. Like, just do the fucking work. It ain't that hard. It ain't that hard. So somebody give me one thing that you committed to, you honored it, and you feel good about that. You feel empowered about that right now. Just give me one thing, just to help somebody else out. That let me give you one.
Yeah.
Mike, let me give you one real quick. Mike, can I give you one real quick, Mike? Let me give you one.
Yeah.
So I made a commitment when I was in prison, Mike, to start being a finisher. I had looked back on my life, right, Mike, and I noticed that I would do things really good, but only like 75% of the way. And now, like, man, I failed my first personal trainer exam. But I got more damn personal training certifications than all these damn trainers combined. So, look, once I committed to being a finisher, look, I started to be empowered to get this one, to be the best in the class with that one. And I failed. And the creator tested me. The creator said, hey, we're going to see if you really want this. So I didn't use the excuse to say, you know what, well, God ain't want me to do that. Now here I am, I got gyms and I'm making them a certification and I got my own workouts and I got all types of books that are related to it and calls that are related to it. I'm teaching people from it, but I ain't use the excuse to say, well, he blocked me on that one right there. He just wanted to see if I was going to get down and dirty and down to fight around 30. You understand what I'm saying? Give me what you got, Mike. Give me some.
I committed to being a dad.
Hey.
I committed to, when my son's mom first, told me she was pregnant. I told her I wasn't ready, and I ain't want to become a dad. And the reality kicked in, and she told me, well, you better get ready.
Woo.
And so what happened was, I drew from my experience as a kid, and then as seeing other dads. I would see the guys I would hang out with, those guys who would actually chill with their sons or chill with their daughters, and then I would see the ones that would just go by and see them whenever they could, or something like that. So what I committed to, I wanted to be a present and accessible dad. So I wasn't going to work 2 and 3 jobs. I was going to make sure that I made all of his stuff,
his games,
the parent teacher conferences, all of those things. So that was just one thing, and where it ended up. I just wrote that one down, like for the homework. I committed to teaching him how to play football, and really it was like, to get a scholarship, a college scholarship. And that's what he did. He completed that and got a full ride. So that was just part of me being a dad, but that was just one thing that I committed to when he was young, that, look, I'm going to commit to helping him get to where he wants to be as far as football is concerned, or as far as college is concerned, and football.
So how does that, real quick, touch on how that makes you feel, though, Mike?
Oh man, it's amazing. It's an amazing feeling to have the documentation and to have the mental, from seeing the first touchdown to actually seeing him play in college. That's an awesome feeling. It definitely empowers me to know that I have a grandson coming, and it empowers me to know that it can be done, and it can be done better.
So now that you have this on a list, now that you have this somewhere where you can actually see it, now somewhere where you can be conscious of it, somewhere where it's at the forefront of your mind, right? You want to take this kingdom thinking, right? This elevated thinking now, right? This elevated mentality, and pour it into Trey now. You understand what I'm saying? So think about this. Remember, we are an empowerment zone, and our job is to educate, motivate, and empower people to transform their minds and their bodies, right? But now that this is at the forefront of your mind because you put it on a list, now you understand how important it is to get that feeling, not only for you, but for Trey and for MJ, right? For Mike Jr. and for Trey. So when that empowerment feeling is passed on, right? And it's passed down and it's left behind as a legacy, right? Nobody is ever the same again. All because of what you did. Look, this is kingdom. This is legacy. Some of us don't want to do these little exercises, right? So there's no transformation. There's no kingdom. There's no legacy. There's nothing that you could pass down that's going to change things. See, we're just hoping that our kids get it. We're just hoping that the people walk in the gym and they get it. But what if that was your duty, obligation, and responsibility to empower them every single day? That's what it's all about. That's what these words that I'm teaching you are all about. See, in the beginning was the word. So today I taught y'all one word. It was empowerment. And we throw it around and we use it loosely. But the reason why I can teach you guys on empowerment is because I actually live empowerment. You understand what I'm saying? Where we talk about motivation, and some of us, we can motivate people. But some of us can't educate people. So you see, we say educate, motivate, and empower people. So what we're doing here is we're teaching people. So if you watch me, what am I doing? I'm a motivating guy. Don't I be motivating y'all? I be motivating you. Don't I motivate you? Come on, keep it real. I know I motivate you motherfuckers, right? All right, so I motivate you, right? And what am I doing on this platform right now? Am I teaching you? I am teaching, right? So I'm also an educator, right? But here I am. Look, I understand that motivation don't last. It's something that you got to do every day. So look, it's like a shower. You need motivation every single day. So what you guys come on this call every Monday, right? You get a little motivated, you get a little education, but now I'm teaching you about empowerment. I'm teaching you how to take something with you, how to have something readily available, how to have unlimited access to something that you can give off and you can use to help you do whatever it is you're trying to do at all times. So I promise you, if you do this exercise, it will help you out of some times where you think you're stuck or you're just trying to get a leg up. You'll be able to look at this piece of paper, become empowered by your commitments that you honored, and you'll be able to make some more commitments in the future based off of knowing that what it does for you. Commitments and honoring them empowers you. Now remember, words, all I'm doing is teaching words here. Words are the singular most powerful force available to humanity. We're our only species that can actually speak. We have the power of words, right? So in my mission statement, in my why statement, here are these words. Educate, motivate, and empower people to transform their mind and body. So based off of my why statement, I speak life. I construct. I give birth. Like you understand what I'm saying from these words. Some of us didn't do the why statement. Some of us are not doing the homework. Some of us won't make this list. And you're trying to figure out what's going on. I'm stuck. Some of you are depressed. You don't even know it. These exercises, I promise you, will move you out of where you are to where you want to be. Take some time. It gets a little rough. It gets a little uncomfortable. But what happens when you're uncomfortable? You're actually waking up. And that's our whole goal in life. Our whole goal in life is to wake up, is to become aware, is to become more conscious. Now, I'm going to say the homework again before we sign off. Your homework is to write down, a list of things that you've committed to in the past and that you honored that commitment. When you honor your commitment, it empowers you. So if you can make a list, you'll wind up having an empowerment list, something to go to whenever you need. So the word empowerment, if some of y'all, if whoever's there, if you want to Google the word empowerment, the definition is it's a force or power that's available to someone or given to someone to do something. I might be paraphrasing or something like y'all know I'll be making shit up, right? So I want you to check it out. If you can Google it right there, it looks like 4C Visuals is Googling something.
That was word for word. Word for word.
Okay, yeah, somebody over there that Googles, one of you Twitter fingers, Google, yeah. I know I'm on point. Shit, I Googled it. Yo, listen, make the list. Next week, I just need a couple of y'all to give me some empowering things because every time I honor it, it empowers me. So what I'm going to do this week is I'm going to make my list, but I'm probably going to commit to some more stuff and some new stuff based off of just looking at the old stuff. So the old stuff is going to give me some juice and it's going to be like, yo, you know what? If you did that, if you do this, then you could do that too. And that's what it's all about. So, okay, go ahead, 4C Visuals. You got a question? Go ahead, big dog.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, my question was, my boy Ty invited me. What if this is our first time on it? I know we got the homework for this week, but is there any way I can, like, catch up? Or
Yeah.
for a while, I just never knew you did these.
Yeah. So, I got a YouTube channel. It's I am Coach Lynch on YouTube, and we have a bunch of lessons that are on there from the previous weeks. So you can go to the coach. They're titled King's Courts, and you'll see them. They're these sessions, but they're up there. So there's different homeworks and things like that are up there for you to do. But a lot of this stuff is. So like I was talking earlier to Cody, I was like, yo, I'm an engineer. So when I put a goal down, what I do is I reverse engineer everything that I do. And then I compartmentalize it to make it to make it comprehensive. And when I say that, I mean like I can go forward and I can go backward and they still build off of each other and serve each other. So even if you get in right now, you're not like totally in the dark. Because things, they build off of each other and we'll revisit other things and stuff like that. So like naturally, you'll hear something tonight and one of the other lessons that we taught, you'll go to that one and be like, you know what? Well, I'm gonna read about the why. I'm gonna listen to the YouTube on why because of what we were talking about when he was talking about the why statement. Remember I talked about my why statement, my mission statement. Well, we taught all these guys how to create a why statement. And those words are basically, you know, these words are powerful, y'all. And based off of those words is going to be based off of really, you know, what you're calling into your life. In the beginning was the word. Y'all better use it to your advantage. Huh? I know I cuss a lot. Every now and then I'll drop a biblical reference or something, though. Yeah. Somebody else tell me something before we sign off. I know somebody want to talk. Trevor, I see you on there now. B. Harris, my big homie. What's up with you, Brandon?
What's up, bro? What's up?
Say something to the people, man.
You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, so something that I've committed to, man. I definitely got to go back to prison too, man. Wife, man. So I went to lock up. I want to say about maybe 2013, man. And on lockup, we can only send out 2 letters, man. You know? So, of course, I wrote my wife, my girlfriend at the time, and I got a letter back. She said, listen, I can't keep doing this. You got to make a choice. You know, either you're going to be with me when you come out, or you're going to be with them back there. You know, you got to make a choice. And that day I made a choice, you know, to do what I needed to do to make her happy, you know, because she sacrificed a lot while I was back there, man. She rode with me I did 8.5 years. She rode with me 6 years. Right. She was there, you know. She believed in me when nobody else did. So I came out and I've done everything I said I was going to do. And I got a beautiful daughter.
Ain't that empowering?
I'm telling you, man.
Ain't that empowering? Yo, listen, let me tell you something, man. I'm telling you, I come home and, you know, as corny as it sounds, man, when I just look at all the stuff that me and my wife and my family have accomplished since I've been home, it is so empowering, man, because, yo, like, so fellas, like, I know y'all, like a lot of y'all have never been to prison, but what guys do is when they come home, they want to say, they want to say, you know what, I'm going to just go out here and play a little bit. I've been locked up for so long. I'm going to go mess with a few people. You know, I'll settle down after I get this stuff out my system. That's what it is. But, yo, I made a commitment, right? Yo, this shit's so deep, yo. When I came home, I made a commitment to not even have sex until we got married. Man, shit crazy, dog. Like, yo, listen. But when I look back and see that, yo, just because I didn't make those loose decisions like everybody else did and go sow my oats and be all bestial and in my lower self and stuff like that and go maybe make a baby or something like that. Like dudes come home, you know what I mean? You got super sperm and stuff, and then the first person they plug, they done made a baby and shit like that. Now they got another baby mom and they just home, and then they got to go back to jail because they ain't even got a job to support the new baby mom. Man, shit crazy, dog. But anyway, when I think about the commitment that I made with my wife, and I just think about how I honor that commitment every single day and how the Creator keeps blessing our relationship, man. It's just a beautiful thing, and I'm very empowered, by that on a daily basis, man. So I really want to transfer that to anybody and everybody that will listen to some of my shit, my rants, my stories, my look at my pictures and stuff and my videos and shit like that. Like I really want to transfer that over, because when you come back with a story that says that that helped me, dog, like that shit is super empowering too, man. I just can't get enough of empowerment, man. I'm just an empowered type of individual. But I gotta get the hell off this call, man. And listen, check it out. Same bad time, same bad channel, man. I don't think I'm traveling this week coming up. So we'll be around. We'll be here because that Geo shit should be over by then. And then we'll be straight. I'll be around somewhere, man. So next week, 7 o'clock. Bring your homework. This is the what the only thing that I want from that I'm charging people for this call. The only thing that I'm actually charging is to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's all I want. I just want people to subscribe to the damn channel. That's it. Everything else, man, I'm about to give you $1 million worth of game for free. For free, man. I'll see y'all in the next one.